All right, thanks for joining us today, everybody. My name is Kim Rowell. I am the Marketing Communications Manager at BlueSnap, and I'm here with Mike Masasi, our Product Manager, and we're here to talk to you about the trending features, what you need to know with the BlueSnap platform.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining.
So just a quick logistics. We are recording this webinar, so we'll be able to send it around afterward in case you want to share it with colleagues or if you feel like there's something you might have missed. And feel free to submit questions in the chat. We'll have time at the end to answer questions. So here we go.
All right. As Kim mentioned, we're here to highlight some trending features. Most of them are very new, exciting additions to the BlueSnap platform. So we are going to cover today eWallets, SEPA Direct Debit, 3D Secure, Chargeback Management, and Marketplace payments. And then we'll do some Q&A at the end. So first, our all-in-one platform is designed to accelerate commerce, and that means we can support you whenever, wherever you need to collect payments. So whether that's on online and mobile checkout, on your electronic invoices, through your marketplace or integrated payments for platforms, on subscriptions, or if you're taking orders over the phone, we have a virtual terminal to help you process payments that way. So you can connect to us with our API or hosted pages or any of our 100+ integration partners. This slide just has a sample of some of our partners, but you can see it's all the major shopping cart providers as well as a number of accounting, risk, marketing, shipping, tax, and other e-commerce platforms as well. We have a full list on our website, and if you don't see one on there that you'd like, just let us know. Having the all-in-one platform means that you are hopefully not managing multiple gateways and other platform integrations. If you do, we should talk about how we can help you simplify your e-commerce life. So regardless of how you choose to connect to us, that single integration has everything you need for global and mobile e-commerce. So we're pre-integrated with 24 acquiring banks, 100+ payment types, including all of the major digital wallets. And we're connected with the best of breed providers for fraud prevention and chargeback management. So today we're going to update you on the few areas highlighted in orange here. That's global payments, eWallets, fraud prevention, and chargeback management. So kicking off with global payments, our update is on SEPA Direct Debit. That is a new payment type that we just recently added to our family of global payments. So SEPA Direct Debit, for those that are unfamiliar, is more or less an ACH for the EU. So it's a common direct debit payment method supported by all EU countries. It's for making payments in the euro currency. It supports subscriptions. It has a huge number of potential users, over 500 million. And that is, for context, that's twice the number of active credit cards in the EU. So if you're currently selling to customers in Europe or thinking about it, SEPA is really a must-have payment method. It's approximately 20% of e-commerce payments are made with direct debit in the EU right now. That's probably going to remain pretty stable, but definitely a significant chunk of payments. So it's available in our API and our hosted pages if you are looking to get started. eWallets, not a new product announcement. We've had support for Apple Pay, Visa Checkout, MasterPass for a long time. One of the first providers of Visa Checkout and MasterPass. The update is really just about how exciting the growth has been just in the last few months. So we took a look at what we're seeing in Q1 2018 and compared it to fourth quarter of last year. Even though we're not even finished yet with Q1, the wallet spend in aggregate through BlueSnap has more than doubled just quarter over quarter. The number of transactions are up 38%. And I think what's really important is that the average ticket is up 55%. And the reason why is I think shoppers are getting more comfortable paying with these wallets. They're more familiar with the experience. It's becoming more of a trusted method of payment, and so you're seeing larger purchases being made with the wallets, which is great news. These are absolutely the best user experience in terms of online and especially mobile checkout. I'm not really sure there's even a comparison to the way we used to do things, typing in credit card numbers on a mobile keyboard. So if you're selling on mobile and haven't implemented the wallets yet, I think your customers are probably feeling frustrated. So we should definitely work on implementing the wallets. And if you're not yet selling on mobile, you still have plenty of opportunity for building this into your go-to-market plan. Next up, fraud prevention and chargebacks. So with our recent additions of Cardinal Commerce as a partner for 3D Secure and Chargebacks 911, we think we have a fraud stack that is unmatched in the industry. So we have a solution for every stage of chargeback management now. So it's our partner Count and their real-time fraud detection upfront, as well as 3D Secure. We have alerts provided from Visa, MasterCard, Verify, and Ethica to help prevent imminent chargebacks before they occur. And now with the addition of Chargebacks 911, we have really overhauled the solution for disputing invalid chargebacks and recovering more revenue, which is flowing directly to your bottom line. So starting with 3D Secure, this is an additional layer of security for protecting online card transactions. The 3D Secure product is managed by each of the card networks, and they each have their own brand names that you might be more familiar with. Verified by Visa, MasterCard Secure Code, Discover, Protect By, and American Express SafeKey. So there are really two main reasons why 3D Secure is important. One is regulatory and the other is more economical. So on the regulatory side, there are a handful of regions today where 3D Secure is required for e-commerce. And on the economics, 3D Secure allows merchants to shield themselves from liability stemming from fraud chargebacks. So any transaction that is authenticated with 3D Secure, even if the cardholder claims it was an unauthorized purchase, you as the merchant would not be liable for that chargeback. And that, as I talk more in a moment about our new chargeback dispute capabilities, we have a very integrated way of making sure that any of those chargebacks are automatically disputed. So as I mentioned, there are just a handful of regions where 3D Secure is required today. That's going to change dramatically September of next year. That is when PSD2 will start being enforced with regards to securing online transactions. BlueSnap is ahead of the game in offering 3D Secure now, making sure that we are ready to help you all implement 3D Secure well ahead of that timeline. So September next year is when any e-commerce transaction must be authenticated with 3D Secure. So we have a solution ready for you. So chargeback management, we're really completely overhauling the experience of managing chargebacks, responding to chargebacks, tracking data on chargeback reason codes, the whole process. We're doing that in partnership with a company called Chargebacks 911, who is really the leader in chargeback disputes and chargeback management. So we're doing a limited beta currently, and we'll be extending that to all of our customers very soon. If you are excited to start using it, let us know so we can make sure to keep you updated on its availability. So we're going to have two options for chargeback management, a self-service and a full-service option. self-service being designed for those of you that want to take control over which chargebacks are disputed, preparing the case and submitting it, or if you'd rather not get involved and just have BlueSnap and Chargebacks 911 dispute any chargebacks that we believe are invalid, and that can be won. We can take that responsibility off your plate. So the result of this integration is going to be, it's going to be much easier to dispute chargebacks. So if you're having BlueSnap and Chargebacks 911 take care of that for you, it's completely out of your hands. But if you're looking for a solution that you can own and drive, we'll have an online portal integrated with BlueSnap where you can indicate which chargebacks you want to dispute, easily upload any cases, and submit them. You'll get real-time notifications as the dispute is being completed, as well as updates for when that verdict is reached if you won or lost the dispute. So we have more information on our website, and we'll keep you updated as it becomes available. Moving on to marketplaces. BlueSnap has a ton of tools to support all the different kinds of marketplaces. There are many different models for building an online marketplace. One of our highlights among our tools is our marketplace API, which platforms can use to split payments. So by splitting payments, we mean that when we settle a transaction, we can settle a portion to the platform or the marketplace, and we can settle a portion to one or any other vendors that are selling on the marketplace. So when we first launched the marketplace API last year, it supported this simplified model that we called one-to-one. So here you have an example of a mobile app that users would download to hire a dog walker. So using the BlueSnap Marketplace API, this mobile app could have BlueSnap pay the platform a commission for each service and have the rest of the funds paid directly to the dog walker. So that way the mobile app isn't keeping track of the dog walkers, how much money is owed, when they need to be paid, etc. The announcement that we're making today is that we're expanding the split payment capability to support splitting a payment among multiple partners. So in this example, a shopper is on a marketplace, adds 3 different products to their shopping cart. Each of those products are being sold from a different third-party seller. So BlueSnap would, in this case, pay the commission directly to the marketplace, and we would pay each of the sellers the amounts that they're owed for their transaction. So there are a number of use cases for this. I'll just mention one additional one, which we call many-to-many payments. And in this case, instead of a typical retail marketplace that I was describing on the previous slide, this is a subscription service where all of the subscribers get access to a network of gyms in their area. So maybe they get access to a spin studio, a CrossFit gym, and an Orange Theory gym with their monthly membership. So in this case, BlueSnap is processing all of the recurring payments with our subscription engine. And for each charge, BlueSnap is splitting the subscription payment to the app, as well as paying commissions directly to each of the gyms for their participation in the subscription. So since we've rolled out more and more tools for marketplaces, it's really been incredible to see the creativity that platforms are using to build different marketplace models, and we'll be continuing to extend our capabilities. So just to recap, BlueSnap is continuing to update our platform, making sure we're providing all the tools you need to be successful. That's however and wherever you're selling your products and services. So our most recent updates again are SEPA as a new EU payment type, 3D Secure, Chargeback Management, and marketplaces for integrated payments. So if you have any questions or looking for more information, you can check out the help and support section of our website. Definitely feel free to contact us. And I think now we'll take some Q&A.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Okay, we had a few questions. If anyone has a question they would like to submit, just add it to the chat functionality in the GoToMeeting console. So we have a couple that came through as you were talking, Mike. So the first one was, you mentioned the 3 wallets with Google Pay coming soon. If someone had to pick one, which one would they pick?
That's a very good question. And it's something that we're asked pretty regularly. So for online checkout, I think that's where Visa Checkout and MasterPass excel. I think as good as Apple Pay and Android have been on mobile purchasing, it's not as intuitive on online checkout, where you then need to have your phone to authorize the payment. So I think as a starting point, it might be helpful to look at your history of payments and identify what the split is among Visa and MasterCard. Even though both wallets support all of the major card brands, I think your consumers will probably gravitate towards the wallet brand that matches the brand on their card that they prefer. For selling on mobile, there's definitely, I don't think anything that matches the ease of use of the Apple Pay and Android Pay, where it's one tap and then scan your fingerprint or use the facial recognition feature on the new iOS. And that's where we're seeing a lot of the growth come from in mobile commerce, especially, has been on the wallets. And
you may have mentioned this, and I may have missed it, but what's the cost for merchants to offer these mobile wallets?
No additional cost. Great point, Kim. Yeah, so there's a ton of value here in the mobile wallets, increasing your conversions, lowering abandonment on mobile. Your customers are going to have a happier, easier experience. I didn't mention it on the slide, but we're also noticing that that merchants that are using the wallets are getting more repeat purchases from their known customers. I think is a reaction to the improved experience, and it's no additional cost to get it.
So same as offering credit cards, it's just a better way.
Yeah. Any transaction has the same price as your credit card rate.
Awesome. All right, so a couple of questions on 3D Secure. So one is, where is it mandated today, and how do I know if I should be offering it already?
Yep, good question. It's a bit of a tricky matrix. Now and we can follow up with some more detailed information. There are some regions where all e-commerce transactions are required, and others it depends on your chargeback rate or the types of products and services that you're selling. So it's not really a one-size-fits-all answer. I think the clearest mandate is what's coming in Europe next year, where it's everyone accepting payments in the EU will have to use PSD2 calls it strong authentication, which is basically another way of saying two-factor authentication for e-commerce. And 3D Secure is just a very, very tested and seasoned tool for implementing that and complying.
Awesome. So one more question, 3D Secure. I've heard it affects conversions. Does it? Can it affect conversions?
Yeah, so 3D Secure has a long story. It's been around a while. It did develop a bad reputation. The earliest models, sort of the way the banks implemented it, if a cardholder was enrolled, it really forced the user to enter a password for every transaction, and often the cardholder didn't know their password. They had a hard time resetting it, and it was a pretty clunky experience. That has already changed a lot, where now card issuing banks have moved to a more risk-based approach. So now, even when the merchant is supporting 3D Secure and the card is enrolled in 3D Secure, many times the issuer will authenticate the transaction without interrupting the purchase flow at all. So the cardholder doesn't even know what's happening. The bank is authenticating with 3D Secure. You as the merchant are getting the benefit of the liability shift, and there really isn't any interruption to the checkout flow. So that solved a lot of the initial frustrations and decreasing in conversions. And the experience is going to get even better. It should be middle to late next year is when 3D Secure 2.0 is expected to be announced, and BlueSnap's solution is 2.0 ready. So we'll be upgrading as soon as 2.0 is finalized, and that's going to minimize the disruption to the checkout flow even further. So fewer and fewer transactions are requiring the cardholder to verify their identity.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right. Well, I think that's all we have time for today. We'll let you guys get back to the rest of your day. I want to thank Mike for being here and sharing this important information with us. And as we mentioned, we'll be sending around the slides and the recording after this. So thanks, everybody.